What is the key to real happiness in your life? What do we mean by blessings? There's a poem that says, I asked God to give me happiness, and God said to me, no. He said, He gives blessings and happiness is up to me. If we really need to be happy in our life, we should choose happiness as we get up every morning. In our whole life, what we do mostly is counting our misfortunes. But if we really want to live a happy life, we should always count our blessings and not the misfortunes. When we begin to count our many blessings, soon we realize that there are only a handful of misfortunes, and on the other hand, there are thousands of wonderful blessings in our life. Happiness doesn't automatically come, but it is a choice to accept the blessings that we have received from God. There are certain people with a good job, a fine source of income, and a good family, but still they live unhappily. It's because they don't admire the blessings they have got. Also, there are some who don't have much money. They may not have a big income, a luxurious house, or a vehicle, but still they live a very happy life. So, today's readings teach us about the Beatitudes or the blessings. In today's Gospel, we have the Sermon on the Mount. Here, Jesus summarizes his ethical teaching by teaching the Beatitudes. Some scholars call Beatitudes as the constitution of the kingdom of God. Jesus says, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom. Poor in spirit is the opposite of greediness. In other words, when you are not a slave to money or wealth, you find yourself free and happy. Further, Jesus tells, Blessed are those who mourn and those who are meek. In short, those who are humble and lowly are dependent on God, and they can be happy. Further, Gospel mentions that blessed are those who thirst for righteousness and those who are persecuted for the righteousness' sake. Instead of seeking evil and revenge, when you live with righteousness, you can be happy about your own self. Rather than giving some strict rules, Jesus points to the person that we should become. He uses phrases such as, Blessed are the merciful, blessed are the pure in heart, and blessed are the peacemakers. These teachings of Jesus are so revolutionary. He shows us that those who are merciful, pure in heart, and peaceful are living with a lot of inner peace. He instructs us that it is not through obtaining wealth or power, as most of the Romans would see as being blessed or prosperous. It is also not by strict obedience to the law as scribes and Pharisees saw, but it is through being meek, lowly, merciful and peaceful one can become blessed. Therefore, Jesus tells us not to do many things to be happy, but to count our blessings and become a Christ-like person. In the second reading today, St. Paul teaches Corinthians that many who were considered wise were measured by the worldly standards of power and noble birth. But the Corinthians are to rejoice because God has chosen them, as they were people who were considered weak and foolish by the world. Further, they are asked to boast in the Lord. In short, St. Paul tells them to depend on the Lord if they really want to be happy. In coming to the present day context, how do we measure happiness? Mostly people think happiness is having a lot of money, luxuries, comforts with more power and popularity. But for us Christians, real happiness is in depending on the Lord. When we live a life poor in spirit, humble and meek, seeking righteousness, we experience freedom. When we are merciful, pure in heart and powerful, we begin to experience the Lord. The Beatitudes of Jesus open up a path for real joy and happiness. Jesus wants us to stop worrying about what to eat, what to drink, and what to wear. He wants us to know that real happiness is not in material or human efforts. Therefore, let us inculcate Beatitudes in our life so that we may maintain genuine relationships with God, others, and nature. Let us remember the key to real happiness is in the dependence on God for everything.